Doors are usually the first thing people blame when strange noises echo through a house at night. Most of the time, those bumps and bangs can be explained by changes in air pressure. But in these eerie TikTok clips, it's much harder to dismiss what's happening as something ordinary. Let's take a look.
Expect to make money, Julie, if you don't like to work. Julie, my door just fucking opened. What? No, stop. What the fuck? What the fucking fuck? Bitch, it's not even that late. Kevin's not home from work yet. What? Oh my god. What the fucking... Oh. No. Oh! No. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. What the Julie, you're fucking lying. You're fucking lying. Oh! No. 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 What the...
No one really knows why this guy has so many doors in his apartment, but one thing is clear: someone or something seems determined to cause chaos. Many viewers pointed out that the dog barely reacted to any of it, which raised a few eyebrows. Others argued that if these events happen regularly, the dog may have simply grown accustomed to them. The owner's reaction is also unusual. Most people would be terrified witnessing activity like this, yet he seems remarkably calm throughout. Honestly, there could have been an entire crowd hiding behind those doorways, but that still wouldn't explain the chair sliding across the room at the end. When the camera quickly pans around, the room appears completely empty. Afterward, the uploader decides to bring out a Ouija board because apparently that's always a great idea. You can probably guess where this is headed.
Is anybody there? Is anybody there? What the fuck is that? No.
We have to get out. We have to get out.
Something appears to rush toward the room, and they're fortunate they managed to shut the door in time. While the footage could be staged, the sounds and overall atmosphere feel surprisingly authentic. Viewers flooded the comments, reacting both to the strange noises and the questionable decision to use a Ouija board. If there's one lesson to take away from this, it's probably never to mess with a Ouija board. But if you insist on doing it, at least make sure the doors are closed first. And don't forget to properly end the session before removing your fingers from the planchette. Otherwise, according to believers, you could leave yourself and your home open to further paranormal activity. Unfortunately, that lesson didn't seem to stick with this TikToker and his friend because they ended up doing the same thing again after moving into a different apartment.
Is anybody there? Can you give us a sign? Can you give us a sign? My God. Oh my God. There's no way. There's no way. Dude, there's nobody in here. There's nobody in here. What is going on?
It almost seems as though this noisy poltergeist followed them. Although the apartment is mostly dark, we can still see enough to know that no one could easily be hiding nearby. So where are all these sounds coming from? What do you think, real or fake? Let us know in the comments. Interestingly, locking the doors at night isn't always enough to keep a poltergeist from doing its weekly shopping. In this case, a store employee arrived one morning and got quite a shock after reviewing the overnight CCTV footage. What he found was genuinely unsettling. Let's watch. Some viewers questioned the piece of paper that appears to fly upward toward a gap in the ceiling. But even if there's an explanation for that, it doesn't account for everything else we see. It looks as though someone or something is racing through the store, tossing items around purely for amusement. The shopping cart might be explained with hidden strings, but that theory falls apart when it suddenly changes direction. Were multiple strings being pulled one after another? Or was an irritated poltergeist expressing its frustration over the lack of sales? Tell us whether you think this footage is real or fake. In another video, a mother named Ludmila notices her daughter playing in a park with someone she can't see. Curious, she calls her daughter over and begins recording.
¿A quién estás amacando? A la amiga Pili. Mira. Pero yo no veo a nadie ahí, Loli. Veo a la hamaca sola. Pero yo estoy jugando con mi amiga Pili. ¿Qué, la conociste acá en la plaza? Bueno, mi amor, jugá.
The little girl says she's playing with a new friend she met there at the park. But when Ludmila looks toward the swing, no one is sitting there. Her daughter walks back and continues pushing the empty swing, as if someone were actually sitting on it. She asks her daughter more questions, and her answers get even stranger.
¿Qué pasó? Que ella se murió ahora, pero ahora estoy jugando con ella porque ella ahora es un angelito. ¿Cómo sabes todo eso vos? ¿Te lo dijo ella? ¿O qué? Sí, me dijo que un día se va a morir.
The little girl explains that her new friend had died in the park and would soon be leaving. To her, though, there was nothing frightening about it because she described the girl as a little angel.
Ella ahora es un angelito.
Many people believe children can see things that adults cannot. So what do you think? Was it simply a child's imagination at work, or was she truly interacting with the spirit of a young girl who once passed away there? As always, we'll leave that decision up to you. If you've been following our channel since 2021, or if you've recently gone on a marathon binge of our videos, you may remember Sabia L. She shared her experiences living with what she believed was a poltergeist. Eventually, the activity became so overwhelming that she felt forced to leave her apartment. But stories like this rarely end so easily. Before we get ahead of ourselves, let's start at the beginning. Back in her former apartment, Sabia L began experiencing disturbing events that left her nervously checking every corner. Whatever seemed to be haunting her home wasn't exactly trying to stay hidden either. The room is once again swallowed by darkness, and something appears to be lurking in the shadows. Could that be responsible for all the strange activity? From her comments, we know these incidents have become so stressful that she was already saving money in hopes of moving out. But as more footage surfaced, it became easier to understand why.
Dat is het licht. Er is hier dus, dit is dus het lichtknopje. Het is echt helemaal niet. Deze deur is gewoon dicht.
No matter how quickly she rushes into a room, nobody is ever there. One thing viewers appreciated was her habit of keeping the camera focused on the areas where activity occurred while also showing the surrounding space. It's impressive that she remained calm enough to continue documenting what she describes as a living nightmare. Sure, it may seem suspicious that strange things happen whenever the camera lingers on a particular spot. But is that enough evidence to call everything fake? Or could there really be an unseen presence trying to make itself known?
Het gaat er ook al vandoor. Hij blijft rollen. Oh my god. Wat is dit? Oh. Hij blijft rollen.
Whatever the case may be, it certainly enjoys making a mess. Commenters offered plenty of advice. Some suggested watching her cat for unusual behavior. Others recommended installing additional cameras to capture clearer evidence. A few even warned her to move valuable belongings to safety. One viewer specifically advised her to relocate her guitar if it held sentimental or financial value, and it's easy to understand why. Still, turning lights on and off appears to be this entity's favorite pastime. As the activity continues, Sabia's emotional state seems to deteriorate. Then she witnesses something even more difficult to explain. It looks as though someone is tugging at the curtains before pulling them open. Whatever is responsible seems to take pleasure in frightening both Sabia and her viewers. Then she captures something completely unexpected. At least it was only a bottle and not something far more dangerous. Well, at least it was a bottle and not a knife. Her bravery is remarkable. Despite how frightened she appears, she consistently checks the entire area whenever something happens. In the video's description, Sabia explains just how much the apartment has affected her. She talks about wanting to move away and escape the constant fear. She even shared a GoFundMe campaign to help cover moving expenses because the activity had become so overwhelming that she often slept elsewhere. And honestly, it's easy to see why. This next piece of footage was recorded differently. Instead of carrying the camera around, she left it running overnight with a wide view of the living room and kitchen entrance. What it captured was terrifying. For her, this became the final straw. On September 12, Sabia L packed her belongings and moved into a new home. She uploaded what she hoped would be her final update, titled, "Last Video, Haunted Apartment in the Netherlands, No More Poltergeist Activity for Me." The footage showed a quiet apartment packed with boxes and, for once, no objects flying through the air. At first, life in the new place seemed peaceful. She believed she had finally escaped the nightmare. But as often happens in stories like this, things didn't stay that way. Soon, the activity returned.
Oh, ik durf niet. Oh, ik durf niet. Verdorie. Help haar mij.
You can hear the fear creeping into her voice as she struggles to speak while attempting to document the events once again. Then she sees something that would terrify almost anyone.
Oh. Oh. Ik durf echt niet. Donder op, ik ga niet.
A dark figure stands motionless at the end of the hallway. As she backs away into the living room, she hears it move. In fact, whatever followed her appears even more active than before. Could the entity be attached to an item she brought from her previous apartment? Many viewers suggested moving again and abandoning her belongings altogether, just in case. But after only recently relocating, that wasn't exactly a practical solution. For a while, we hoped there would be no further updates for the sake of her well-being. But the videos kept coming. If you'd like to follow Sabia L's ongoing nightmare, be sure to check out her channel. A woman named Shaylin works at the Old Shanley Haunted Hotel in New York, a location famous for decades of paranormal stories. One spirit she frequently mentions is Rosie, a young girl believed to haunt one of the upstairs rooms. Shaylin often gives viewers a tour of Rosie's room, a small space filled with toys, gifts, and other items left behind for the child spirit.
Lots of toys, lots of gifts. She has her bunny Jack-in-the-Box she got for Christmas because she asked for a Jack-in-the-Box and she loves bunnies, so Kelly got her a bunny Jack-in-the-Box. And here's the piano that I brought for her today, and we got thank you, an EVP as we were coming up the stairs with the piano to put it in her room, so we're pretty excited about that, and I will post the thank you EVP. Here's Rosie's whole room for everybody that wanted to see it.
According to local stories, Rosie lived at the Shanley during the early 1900s. Shaylin says the little girl died in 1911 after crossing the road to fetch water and never returning home. Following the tragedy, her family reportedly left the hotel. However, Shaylin insists Rosie isn't the only presence in the building. Somewhere within the hotel, she believes there is a far darker entity, one she refuses to communicate with.
Hi, Rosie baby. I'm so glad you're having fun with the bell. Last night when we were investigating up here, you didn't come out and play with us, and you didn't play with the bell, and I was so worried about you. Do you want me to read you a book after I'm done doing the beds? Yeah? Which book do you want me to read? Let's see. I'll say some books, and you hit the bell when I say the book you want me to read, okay? Do you want me to read? Okay, so I'll definitely read you a book. Rosie, sweetheart. You want me to fix it so it actually makes the sound again? Oh, you got it!
At first, a bell responds as Shaylin gently speaks to Rosie and asks whether she'd like a book read to her. But the ringing gradually becomes more intense, repeating almost aggressively until the bell eventually stops functioning properly. Shaylin believes Rosie was simply playing. Others aren't so sure. Some viewers wonder whether something else answered while pretending to be Rosie.
I just believe, and I feel. I'm there. I feel her presence. I can feel the difference when Rosie's there versus when I'm not even gonna say who exactly, but there's like a very, very negative, horrible entity there who we refuse to interact with.
So what do you think? Was it really Rosie interacting with the bell, or was something far darker responding instead? As always, we'll leave that up to you to decide.
Which book do you want me to read? Let's see. I'll say some books, and you hit the bell when I say the book you want me to read.
Wait for tomorrow, and kindly don't forget to subscribe. If you want to share your own story or want to contact us, you can mail scarycamyt@gmail.com.